Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an accuracy test with the Ruger Mark IV 2245 Silencer Shop exclusive. Now that is definitely a mouthful. There are several little things that make this pistol different than your standard Mark IV. The biggest is going to be the barrel length. This particular model only has a 3-inch barrel, so it is very short. It is the Silencer Shop exclusive model. They do call this the SSH, which stands for Silencer Shop Host. And the reason for such a short barrel is no matter what kind of ammo that you feed this thing, if it's some of the absolute hottest stuff that's out there, it doesn't matter. It's all going to come out subsonic, and that means that it is going to suppress very, very well. So that is the whole idea behind this particular model. Now I do have a full video on this pistol going over how I have it configured and my experiences with it so far. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it down in the description. If you enjoy this video and find the information helpful, I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe, maybe drop a comment or a like. It does go to help me out. So what we're going to do today is going to be relatively simple. I have a variety of different 22 loads. I have some bulk pack stuff. I have some really hot stuff, subsonics, and everything in between. We're going to set up targets downrange at 25 yards. Here on the bench, we're going to group each of these different loads. So I'm going to do a 5-shot group with each load and just see what kind of accuracy we get. Now I realize a lot of that is going to be dependent on me and how much caffeine I had today, which is probably a little too much. But either way, we're going to see what we can get. Now a lot of people would consider these Mark IVs to be kind of a target pistol, but I don't think people buying the 3-inch model are really buying it for a target gun. Obviously the main reason and application for this model is shooting it suppressed, but just the same, I would like to see the practical accuracy of a setup like this. I think the uses for something like this is really endless. You can use it for critters around your house. I certainly do that. You could configure this thing for night vision. I've done that as well. It can just be a fun plinker, sentry removal, whatever you want. Something like this just has a long list of uses, not to mention it's just fun. Now this particular model originally came with a Picatinny rail here on top. I have since removed that, and I have my optic mounted direct using a Armadyne manufacturing plate. So shout out to them for sending this plate out to the channel. I really like it so far. And as far as a optic, I've ran probably about a half a dozen different optics on this gun. I just can't make up my mind what I want to leave on it. But for today, we're running the EPS carry from Holosun. So that's enough talking. Let's shoot some groups. First up, we have the Remington Thunderbolt. This is a 40 grain solid bullet. Alrighty. Next is the CCI Mini Mag. This is a 40 grain copper plated round nose. Next is another CCI Mini Mag. This time it is a 36 grain copper plated hollow point. Next up is a very old box of Remington Golden bullets. This is a 40 grain solid. Next up is the CCI Subsonic. Now this is a 40 grain hollow point load. It is rated at 1050, so it may or may not cycle the slide, but we'll see. And it locked back, not bad. Next is the Blazer. This is a 40 grain round nose. Next up is the Aguila. This is a 40 grain load, just a lead round nose. Next is another load from Aguila. This one is a copper plated round nose, 40 grain. Next up is the CCI Velociter. Now this is a 40 grain hollow point, copper plated bullet. I believe this is one of the hottest 22 loads you can get. It is rated at 1,435 feet a second, once again with a 40 grain bullet. Now of course it's not going to be that fast out of this, But either way, let's see how it does. Alright, it did function, that hot stuff. It's also pretty impressive with this 3-inch barrel. Even this super hot ammo, it's still coming out of here subsonic. It's super quiet. I can definitely tell it has a little more power, a little bit more recoil, but either way, pretty good. Next up is the CCI standard velocity. This is a 40 grain round nose. All in all, I would say that's not too bad, considering this is a 3-inch barrel pistol marketed more for suppression than it is targets or competition. I definitely think this is decent accuracy. I'm sure a better shooter than myself could do a lot better, but overall, I'm not too mad about this. It's definitely minute of squirrel to 25 yards and probably further, so that's okay with me. We shot a total of 10 groups. The worst group was the very first group. It was 2.75 inches. Now that may have just been me kind of getting warmed up. I am shooting these after working all day, so that's about all the excuses I have. The absolute best group we had was 1 1/4. That was the 40 grain mini mags. And then we had several groups that were about 1 1/2 to 1 5/8. If you average all these groups out, put them all together, 10 groups, all the numbers, it comes out to an average of 1.89 for all rounds fired. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and found the information helpful. If you would like to contact me directly, there's several ways you can do that. Instagram and Facebook is going to be the best way, but my email is also down in the description of this video. As always, thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Too fun.